Collaborative art can be very powerful in that there are multiple artistic voices resonating a single theme or idea. Self-help graphics has been crucial for 40 years in bypassing the major museums and galleries in Los Angeles who have systematically denied access to East Los Angeles Chicana and Mexican artists. Pictured is the early group of Chicana artists and founder, Sister Karen Bocalero, in front of the Barrio Mobile, a traveling art studio that provides free art lessons to the community. I have been a self-help graphics artist since the 1970s. In the 1980s, I became involved with OSCO, and he's still a performance-driven collective. My ability to body paint, stylize, and apply facial makeup made me a logical add to the fashion shows, musical performances, and photo shoots that took place in an East Los Angeles warehouse, cemetery, a vacant lot, the backyard of a patron, or other non-traditional art space. Paper, cardboard, and paint were the inexpensive and found staples of this artistic expression. In the 1990s, Rage Against the Machine, led by vocalist Zach de la Rocha, galvanized contemporary cultural politics nationwide. He opened an art space called Centro de Regeneración. In 1994, the indigenous people of Chiapas formed the EZLN and declared war against Mexico. Zach joined their efforts using his celebrity to fundraise for the Zapatistas. Regeneración hosted countless grassroots meetings, fundraisers, exhibits, and underground events that merged art, community, and politics. Aida Salazar, Patricia Valencia, Elizabeth Delgadillo, and I produced the first all-women's performance exhibit at Regeneración called Caught Between a Whore and an Angel. In 2002, creating a model for art activism in the case of the femicides in Ciudad Juarez required a tremendous amount of strategy prior to engaging our artistic community in Los Angeles about this cause. From the language that would be used to describe these matters of human rights to the roles artists would play, my co-curator Rigo Maldonado and I created a method of disseminating information through art. Extremely challenging was the victim families' request that we not boycott the maquilas as a tool of force against the Mexican authorities, and equally challenging was that very few details were available on these cases at any level in 2002. Our exhibit, called Las Hijas de Juarez, took place in Venice Beach, California. It consisted of 40 artists, writers, performers, healers, and activists. The efforts of this core group of participants helped to internationally escalate this cause. In 2009, the mothers and victims from Chihuahua won a case on human rights injustices. Through art, we wanted to open an accessible dialogue in which anyone and everyone could participate in or emulate. Our artistic model has been successful not as a resolution to all difficulties, but as a means to identify matters that cannot otherwise be spoken about. A protest art project created by Rigo Maldonado and me in 2005 with pink crosses, then in 2009 with pink squares, is now used worldwide to engage communities on various matters by Bordamos por la Paz in Mexico. It has been more than 10 years since Las Hijas de Juarez exhibit. In 2010, Mexico City artist and writer Pilar Rodriguez Aranda and I co-organized an International Month of Femicide Art Activity events by internet in Barcelona, Buenos Aires, Fort Worth, Quebec, Mexico City, New York, Sydney, Los Angeles, and Albuquerque. We do not consider ourselves drive-by artists. We continue this work through written and live presentations, such as this one you are now seeing. In 2006, the relationship between museums and globalization during the Bush era affected many United States artists and exhibits.
Of what can happen to you in the glamour shots. Mija, tell us, how does it feel to be glamorous? Oh, you're the silent type. Don't play like that, baby. No, 40 ouncer.
I'm here to see Miss 40 Ouncer. I've been following her career when she was just a 10 ounce or 16 ounce. Then she went to a 22, and then she was down in 40s like it was leche.
She's here. She's here. Miss. We're all in all the humanity. We are all in shock. We are all in shock. The ribbon is about to be cut. Rigo Maldonado says forward and hands her the ceremonial 40 ouncer of freedom.
A little bit of 40 ounces on the floor for all the dead homies.
Yes, for all the dead homies. For all the dead homies.
Yeah! Miss 40 ouncer. Yeah! Miss 40 ouncer.
Keeping it real. She's keeping it real.
Request in front of all of us here to please say a couple of words.
A couple of words.
A couple of words for all the dead homies, for peace in the barrio, and lead us in a little prayer, please, here for all of us. Everyone, get down on one knee and let's hear these blessed words.
Glamour Shots was part of a larger exhibit on gentrification. Each week, the gallery storefront would become a different business, mimicking the drastically changing downtown area of Los Angeles. As one of the principal curators, we scripted the various scenarios that would transpire in this beauty makeover photo studio. We encouraged passerbys to get a free makeover because it was our way of returning the gaze. But most of the new area residents were uncomfortable being transformed into a glamorous gang member. Fortunately, our community of artists loved playing the roles and getting their glamour shots. They also helped in creating some of the makeovers and participating in impromptu stereotype performances of Los Angeles gang life seen every day. Jennifer Sanchez, Miss 40 Ounce, had been an actual Miss Illinois and had competed in the Miss America contest. Nowhere but in the Western world is food a fetish to be used for human pleasure, including sexual pleasure. In Aunt Rita Wants Pie, a two-person exhibit, our art, films, and actions were specially created to nauseate the audience through excessive force feeding of sugary treats by a dominatrix servers, creating of a messy human parfait in the middle of the gallery, specially written songs on the virtues of gluttony, and a human chocolate fountain buffet. In 2007, I made this short film called Border on the Tijuana side of the San Diego border. You see the white immigration van lunging at people standing by the fence. The van came very close, and it seemed as though they would stop to speak to the men, but I think because I was filming, they quickly drove away. Most striking are the separated families, lovers, and children who sit on two sides of the border, sharing food, documents, and letters through the chain link fence. I was part of the first Metro Public Transportation Film Festival. This art project was considered in the press to be one of the top 2 art events in Los Angeles for 2011. For this project, I filmed LA Woman, an homage to the diversity of neighborhoods and propaganda ads one sees while meditating in the daily LA traffic crawl. I have always enjoyed the various artistic methods and visual appeals professionals conjure up to make me buy something or make me feel connected to some campaign. I see so many interpretations of what a woman is or should be every day. I did most of my filming from my car as I was driving. The shots down Sunset Boulevard required the help of a friend. In 2008, a group of us Chicano artists went to Cuba. Although it was against the Bush-era policy to do so, and one could even incur a fine of up to $10,000 for this, as Americans, we have the freedom to go where we want. An American artist of color has a great amount of privilege to bear witness in the world and engage in human-to-human dialogue through art. However, we should be conscious not to become oppressive through our artistic point of view or be completely influenced by the experiences that have given us a new way at looking at the world.